So much news has come out today on Manchester United, and Fabrizio Romano has come out and said, look, Man United are preparing a second bid for AMRABAT. Manchester United are also very close to getting Cucurella, and reports are coming out that Cucurella and AMRABAT, the goal is to sign them and play them versus Arsenal. Rasmus Hojlund could even get a debut versus Arsenal, so that could be 3 debuts ahead of the Arsenal game. There's news on Gravenberch, but it looks like he is going to Liverpool now. Is McTominay buying off? Is it just going to be AMRABAT, this goalkeeper Cucurella, or could there be a last-minute striker signing, which is being reported? Hello and welcome back to Alice Talks Football, and welcome back to the Man United Transfer Roundup. It's a late-night video. We round up all the relevant transfer news that's come out today and in the last couple hours in less than 10 minutes for you guys, so you are up to date. So we'll start with the striker story, and Simon Jones of the Mail, and this is the second or third time a report like this has come out in the last few days, said new Manchester United would like to bring in a forward on loan in the final days of the window to replace Mason Greenwood, who's been subject to multiple inquiries. We also know that Eric Ten Hag about 2 weeks ago went to the board and demanded they brought in an attacker or a versatile forward or a striker. He says we're too light on the strikers. We cannot rely on a 20-year-old Rasmus Hojlund to be the main man with Martial's injury crisis. We know Ten Hag's demanded a striker from the board. However, we know that Manchester United seem to be poverty FC with the fact that we made a 2 million loan fee for AMRABAT, 1 million in summer, 1 million in January, which was just taken and make it was just completely embarrassing. So I'm not sure if this will go through, but obviously Marcus Leonardo is a name being looked at, Jeremy Pino's a name being looked at. Players like Taremi have now gone to AC Milan for 13 million. Gift Orban, I thought would be a steal. Ansu Fati's available on loan, but he's set to go to Brighton. This is one that could maybe heat up on deadline day, but the priority right now is Cucurella and AMRABAT. And once Cucurella and AMRABAT are over the line, we've already signed the new goalkeeper. It will then be the focus on, okay, well, those 2 signings are over the line. Let's go and get that striker signing in. But enough of that striker signing. I think the thing that we all want to talk about is really actually what is going on with AMRABAT. Is it close and all of that? And obviously David Ornstein to confirm today that Manchester United are going back in for AMRABAT. United would ideally like a loan, but obviously it wasn't known if Fiorentina want to do a loan, but it said that it's now come out and said that Fiorentina are open to doing a loan deal for AMRABAT as long as there's an obligation to buy. And as long as Man United can do a loan deal and actually say, well, we'll give you 20 million at the end of the loan to get around FFP or stuff, the loan deal can be done. So Fabrizio Romano had just came out and spoke on this whole situation with AMRABAT about 10 minutes ago and said that Manchester United are preparing a formal bid for AMRABAT, always been a top target. No loan proposals sent to Fiorentina, just informal talks. Fiorentina could be open to a loan, but with an obligation to buy based on conditions. So obviously, Ornstein confirmed today United were back in for AMRABAT. United and the Athletic, and Ornstein and Athletic confirmed United put a loan offer for AMRABAT. Romano is saying that we didn't put a loan offer for AMRABAT, it was just on formal talks. But Romano said that we actually are preparing a serious formal bid. Obviously, we know from Alfredo Padella today that actually, I was about to say Atalanta, Fiorentina did actually accept a 17 million bid from Nottingham Forest today for AMRABAT. So basically, all it takes is a 17 million bid to get that AMRABAT deal done, or a loan with a good obligation to buy. And Simon Jones of the Mail also said that Fiorentina are willing to consider a loan deal for AMRABAT with Manchester United as talks continue, but they want an obligation to buy. And this news has been consistently confirmed. And Ornstein said if Man United can get AMRABAT on loan, it's very, very likely to happen. You'd expect it to happen. But obviously, if Man United can't get AMRABAT on loan, then there would be, a few questions around FFP. The fact that it's been confirmed we can get AMRABAT on loan, I think this deal is likely to happen in the coming days. The Athletic, Fabrizio Romano, is saying United are working on AMRABAT now. The fact that Donny's loan has been agreed. Donny hasn't chosen his club yet, but Donny's loan has been agreed. The fact that we're working on it, the fact that we've got verbal loan offer, and then Romano saying we're preparing a formal bid. Man United wouldn't put in a formal bid for a player they don't plan on signing. The fact that Fabrizio Romano has come out and confirmed Manchester United have put in a formal bid for AMRABAT. We wouldn't put a formal bid in for AMRABAT if we didn't plan on signing him. The only other players we put a formal bid for was, of course, Onana, was, of course, Mount and Hojlund, and they're all United players, and actually Cucurella, who is set to be a United player. Now, David Ornstein came out and confirmed that Manchester United have prioritised signing AMRABAT over Ryan Gravenberch, and now Liverpool have entered negotiations with Bayern Munich to sign Ryan Gravenberch. So it seems that Gravenberch will probably do Liverpool and AMRABAT will do United, which is the better option for us, AMRABAT. And there are reports coming out that McTominay to Bayern is not that close. Bayern don't like the price tag. He's not being considered. So I think the chances of 2 midfielders, that dream of AMRABAT and Gravenberch on loan, is seeming unlikely. But we've got news coming in on Cucurella from Fabrizio Romano and many sources. And I've been told from a source that we're going to get a Cucurella Here We Go tomorrow, or by the time you're watching this video, it might be today because this is a really late night video. And it's been said essentially that Manchester United's idea is to have Marc Cururella available to face Arsenal on Sunday. It was also said that Rasmus Hojlund should be available on Sunday, so that will be 2 debuts. And then Man United also plan to have AMRABAT available for Sunday. So maybe we'll see Cucurella on Sunday. I wouldn't see him starting versus Arsenal, but he's definitely there to be an option. I think Arsenal's a very risky game at the Emirates to start a player in that has been iffy at the moment. But it was also said on Cucurella by Romano that Marc Cururella to Manchester United is very, very advanced. The club still have to clarify some things about the loan fee and salary and coverage, but the deal is very close. And basically, the Cucurella deal is essentially all but done. The player wants to come. He's given the green light. Chelsea are willing to do the loan, but Chelsea want a little bit more than a 2-3 million loan fee, which I don't know why they want that much. They're desperate to get rid of him, but I think it's like, oh, United are coming in for him. United are, of course, a rival, so we'll have to see what happens with that. But if Cucurella is available versus Arsenal, no complaints. But in fact, Cucurella's not going to play. We need AMRABAT available versus Arsenal. But a player that is available versus Arsenal and is going to make such a big difference to United is Rasmus Hojlund. It said that Rasmus Hojlund was trained with his teammates this week and is on course to make his debut versus Arsenal. The signings of Rasmus Hojlund and the addition of AMRABAT is just going to make Manchester United look so different going into next season. People really don't realise it. Hojlund will feast on the chances, but creating the second most big chances in the league, second highest big chances in the league, but have the 10th most goals. There's going to be chances there for Hojlund to feast on. A striker solves a lot of issues, and then AMRABAT coming in helps with retention, balance, and again, all the issues Man United having in the midfield. There's someone that can help the build up, someone that can progress the ball, a volume passer, someone that's good on possession, and Ten Hag wants to play possession-based football. The signings of AMRABAT and just Rasmus Hojlund coming back from injuries, it's going to make a lot of difference to United in the way we play, because I know we haven't been super exciting in the opening games, but that first 30 minutes versus Spurs were very good and created a lot of chances. Versus Forest were very good, bar the 2 silly goals we conceded and create a lot of chances. I know there's injuries to Varane and Luke Shaw, and it's just injury nightmare at the moment, but you know, I think if Hojlund's coming back, that's brilliant. That means also left wing Rashford, who's just a different player to striker Rashford. But when AMRABAT's in, that's going to really help. So hopefully that comes off and we can play AMRABAT and, of course, Rasmus Hojlund versus Arsenal. But an interesting story that's come out that I wanted to touch upon, which might not be like the most interesting story at the moment, but it's actually about Hannibal Mejbri and Manchester United kind of planning to integrate Hannibal Mejbri more this season, which says to me that it's probably going to be AMRABAT and maybe not many others. But essentially, it was said by Lauren Whitwell that Galatasaray made an approach for Donny van de Beek and Lauren also in advanced talks. But apparently he said it's not advanced. There are reports coming out that saying that Donny's agreed a loan deal, so we'll have to wait and see. Man United are obviously willing to let Donny go on loan. Now, it was said that Sevilla and Everton are in touch with Hannibal Mejbri, but United may accept a loan, but he could stay. Now, I don't think Sevilla and Everton are the best loan options because they've started the seasons awfully and they're quite unsustainable and they don't play good football. But I think United, if Donny stays, they'll probably let Hannibal go out on loan. But I think if Donny goes, United will see Hannibal as that Donny replacement. Not play a lot, but be a cup game player, a player that can play as advanced 8. And I think, you know what, fair enough. If Alvaro Fernandez is going to get a Premier League loan, you might as well keep Hannibal Mejbri. Hannibal Mejbri replaces Donny. Kobbie Mainoo will just come in and start to play with McTominay, and then AMRABAT replaces Fred, and Mount replaces Sabitzer. I think that's the way United see it, but I feel like Hannibal Mejbri could have a slight role at United with those offers being rejected. But anyway, guys, that was the chance of the roundup where I tried to round everything up. Gravenberch to Liverpool is on, AMRABAT to United is on and very close, and we could get Here We Go in the coming hours. Like, expect Man United and AMRABAT to advance on that deal. Donny is set to leave on loan. He's got a lot of options. He's just got to make his decision. McTominay, we'll see what happens in the coming days. Man United signing a striker. We'll have to see what happens in the coming days. Maguire's set to stay. No centre-back signing. A few little players could go out on loan here and there, but it's Bayandi is done. It's Cucurella. It's AMRABAT. And maybe there's one last signing late in the transfer window. But if you want to stay up to date with all the latest Manchester United news, transfer news, updates and more, please do subscribe down below because we could have some twists and turns in these final 48 hours. And I will be doing a Champions League, obviously, live stream watch along for the draw tomorrow. So also subscribe for that. Thanks for watching. See you next time. And bye.